Hello and welcome to the Met Office forecast for the weekend. An action-packed weekend of autumnal weather coming up. Lots going on. There'll certainly be rain at times, some places particularly wet, and it will be windy, especially for Wales and England. In locations around coastal areas, risk of gales, and those gales likely to coincide in some places with high astronomical tides. So that brings the threat of some particularly big waves. You can see the isobars as we start off the weekend fairly tightly packed across England and Wales. Brisk winds here, but for Scotland and Northern Ireland, a slow-moving area of low pressure and slow-moving showers. Actually, for much of central and northern Scotland, it's a dry and bright start, albeit with a chill in the air. For the Northern Isles, some persistent wet weather, and that pushes into Caithness and the far northeast of Aberdeenshire through Saturday. Otherwise, across Northern Ireland into northern and western England as well as Wales, showers coming through, and then they move their way eastwards. And by Saturday afternoon, some heavy downpours out there, but a brisk breeze carries them through. 30-40 mile-per-hour gusts around southern and western coasts. Feeling cool with that breeze, but it turns even windier and cloudier later Saturday as this low starts to move in. This low actually deepens as it crosses the country on Saturday night, and that brings some uncertainty to the forecast in terms of its exact depth by the time we get to late Sunday. More on that and why it's important in a moment, but certainly it's going to bring some wet weather initially on Saturday night into northern and western England as well as Wales. Over the hills, Wales, South Pennines, in these locations will already have seen quite a number of showers over the next few days, and 30 to 40 mils in just a few hours on Saturday night could bring some flooding impacts. Yellow warning in force. The wet weather sweeps across much of England and Wales, as well as Northern Ireland on Saturday night. And by Sunday morning, some uncertainty in terms of how far north it goes across southern and central Scotland. Whether it affects the central belt as we start the day or not, that's open to doubt. Otherwise, the rain gets replaced by showers across much of England and Wales, and the winds, a key feature by this stage, Saturday night into the first part of Sunday across the coastal parts of Wales and southern England. 50 mile-per-hour gusts coinciding early on with high tides could bring some impacts to coastal areas, so big waves, spray, overtopping waves, that sort of thing. Some brighter skies as the main area of rain moves through, but potential for some torrential showers to develop across eastern England into Sunday afternoon. That's certainly something we'll be watching closely. The rain persistent there across northern England and the far south of Scotland, but the north of Scotland sees brighter skies and a few showers come in on a cool northerly. And it's that northerly that could cause us problems later Sunday, because as this low moves away, remember, it's potentially still deepening at this stage. Well, it's likely to bring a swathe of strong winds all the way from the north of Scotland into North Sea coasts of England. And depending on the exact depth of that low, well, these winds could cause problem. Again, coastal gales possible, and coinciding with those high tides, there is the risk of coastal impacts with big waves and spray and so on. But still some days away, so the exact details of how this low will behave and the strength of the winds and the coastal impacts, still some uncertainty there. Otherwise, clearing skies behind that. There is some improvement in the weather there for the start of next week, but certainly before we get there, lots to talk about for this weekend. The winds, a key feature for southern and eastern Britain, and the coastal impacts as well, worth keeping an eye on. Not to mention the rainfall. Wales and the South Pennines, yellow warning there for some heavy rainfall and the risk of flooding. So lots to keep an eye on over the next couple of days, and you can follow all the very latest by following the Met Office on social media. Bye-bye.